Welcome back to Views from the 50, an NFL podcast where we provide coverage on all things NFL. I'm your co-host Hefe, and I'm joined by my fellow members of the SFN crew. How's everybody doing tonight?
Just
Hey
here,
man,
man.
cool man.
Night for the dogs.
Staying alive. We here.
Everything is good, man. Had some salmon earlier.
Of course.
It's
Well,
just
eating
good
good, living good. Sounds
as
good.
long as it's not from the Pacific, because they're pouring nuclear waste into the water. So don't get your fish out of the Pacific. I'm being
Okay.
serious.
Thank you. I'm right.
Okay.
I don't
Health
eat
is wealth.
outside.
Please.
That's understandable. Yep.
Actually, you wait. Please protect yourself. Don't get any fish out there, man.
For sure.
Yeah, Wayne, protect yourself. Listen here to one Tommy. He's always eating good. Sounds like he's living good. We might have to take some notes from his book. But you know what? Let's get right into it, guys. The big brothers, they strike. 49ers, they blow out the Cowboys, and the Steelers stole the show right at home. Let's first talk about them Cowboys, though. Man, there was a lot going on, a lot of chirping after the game between Kittle, Parsons, and Debo. They said they're talking about a rematch in the playoffs, and if the NFL scripts have anything to do with it, I think we'll see this matchup in the playoffs. But other than that, let me get into this game. I ended up falling asleep probably like right at halftime. I feel like, and I don't think I saw one of Dak's interceptions, and to see that he ended up throwing three, I'm just I don't even know what to say at this point. Three interceptions is just unacceptable. I mean, I got to go back and watch what was going on. I need to see what he was seeing on the field. I mean, hopefully he's in the room looking at film this week. I know they don't have a game till Monday, so hopefully they're prepared. But they play a Chargers team that's coming off a bye week, and they're supposed to be getting Eckler back, and he's going to be healthy. So I don't know what that's going to spell for us, but we better get things together now. It's now. But Trev, man, how you feel about the Cowboys in this?
Yeah, I didn't watch the game at all. I didn't see any of that game, and I feel like I've seen it because I've talked to so many people about it. They've told me the story of it, and it's just like, dang, did I? I feel like I watched the game, but I didn't watch it at all. And I'm glad I didn't see it because I would have been just very disappointed. It would have ruined my night. But what I understand about Dak Prescott is that I give him 60% of the blame for this. Coaches didn't do what they needed to do. They weren't prepared. All the players weren't prepared, but Dak. I mean, for a man to throw three interceptions in a game and then throw interceptions to backups when the game's out of reach, they're trying to stat pad Dak, and he's throwing interceptions still to the second string. That's just bad. I don't know what to say about that, man. I don't know if it's emotion, his psyche, but 49ers obviously are living rent free in his head, and you can't get past them. I watched his post game. I did see that, and he said that he mentioned he was like prepared or he did everything he could. Still got punched in the face. I mean, I don't know how you do that much preparing and you get beat 42-10. That's terrible. So I'll probably rewatch the game at some point, but no time soon. They need to win a game first, and then I'll feel like watching it. But no one's trying to see that.
I mean, it's not like we haven't won 3 games, but as somebody who sat there and stayed up through the entire 42-10 shellacking that the Cowboys took, the Cowboys came out. We were very unprepared. The San Francisco 49ers, as I said in the previous week, they are the best team in the NFL, and they showed why they're the best team in the NFL. There's no weakness, whether it be their offensive line, their defensive line. They have arguably the best linebacking core with the best linebacker, Fred Warner, in the NFL. Their cornerbacks and their safety. I don't know how to pronounce his
Fred
name.
Warner's the best in the NFL. He better than TJ Watt.
TJ Watt plays on line. I'm not worried about that. Like, I'm talking about as far as like middle linebacker covering, doing everything that you need to do as far as getting to the quarterback, playing coverage on tight ends, running backs, in some instances wide receiver, because I think there's one play he was chasing down CeeDee Lamb or Brandon Cooks. So Fred Warner's pretty much everywhere on the field. I've always spoke highly of Fred Warner. Christian McCaffrey was held to, I want to say 50-something yards, but he had a touchdown again for the 14th straight game touchdown. Brock Purdy is the real deal. I know a lot of people are saying that it's a scheme thing, Brock Purdy is looking at the defenses. He's seeing what defenses are doing before the line of scrimmage, before the play is set. He's reading the line of scrimmage, reading what the defenses are doing. Then he just sits back and delivers the ball where it needs to be delivered. Brandon Ayuk, excellent route runner. Deebo Samuel isn't even really getting off the way he used to with Jimmy Garoppolo, but they have so many different weapons that the 49ers, barring injury last year, go to the Super Bowl. And this year, barring injury, should be going to the Super Bowl. I mean, Philadelphia also is an excellent team. But San Francisco, in my opinion, there are no weaknesses. I've been on record before to say that Philadelphia has some secondary issues that they need to figure out. The San Francisco 49ers have no issues at all, no weaknesses. And Dak Prescott, 3 interceptions back to back to back, 3 straight drives. Tony Pollard fumbled the ball. Michael Parsons, you can say whatever you want to George Kittle for wearing the fuck Dallas shirt. Sorry, excuse my language, the F Dallas shirt. But for his historic reasons, that's why he wore that shirt. And Dak Prescott, Michael Parsons, you can't go on your podcast after the game and say you have something for George Kittle. George Kittle scored 3 touchdowns on 3 receptions. What are we talking about? I mean, I didn't play in the NFL, so it is what it is. But from somebody, if I get beat like that, I'm not going to tell you, oh, I got something for you later on. Why didn't you do anything then? And again, we get it. They're double, triple teaming you. Trent Williams said apparently that we're going to W all night, and that's what happens when you're a potential defensive player of the year player. But you can't go on a podcast after the fact, after you got beat up, you didn't have any effect on the game, and say, "Oh, I got something for you." It's unacceptable. It's just no. You're not based in reality. San Francisco is better, 32 points better. Kyle Shanahan is a better coach. They have better players. They run their schemes better. They read our defenses better. They understand what we're doing on offense better. Dak Prescott needs to figure it out because at this point, it feels like Dallas needs to move on. Trey Lance is not the answer. Cooper Rush is not the answer. I mean, at this point, the Cowboys may have to trade up for Caleb Williams, but I don't know what Caleb Williams is doing. And I certainly don't want Shedeur Sanders. So I don't know what the Cowboys are going to do. We have to figure it out. That's my honest opinion.
I will say this: getting Sanders would be a Cowboys move.
It would be a Cowboys move, which it's not going to help us. He has the most. I think he has the most passing yards in college football right now, which is fine. He has a pretty high completion percentage. But the rumor is that he's taking sacks, so he doesn't mess up his completion percentage. So there's also that. And pro football is a lot faster than college football, so we'll see how he translates. I mean, yeah, I know that's what they're going to say about that kid, but we know what that's about. So, but I mean, yeah, Dallas. Again, I've said it before. There's 3 teams that are elite in the NFL: Eagles, 49ers, Kansas City. Everybody's saying, "Oh, Dallas is this, Dallas is that," because we beat up on 3 bad teams. No offense, Wayne, but the Patriots are in a rebuild too, and it's not going to take long if they keep Belichick. It's not going to be long before they're going to be back because they're hurt on defense. If they were healthy on defense, the Cowboys probably don't put up 38 points. So there's that. The Cowboys are not who we think they are. We're a good team that beats up on bad teams, and they have to figure it out. They got to find some heart because they did not show it in San Francisco. Kudos to Deebo Samuel, even though he played for the 49ers. It's my guy.
Yeah. So Tommy Graham basically speaks for all the Cowboys fans out there. It's understandable. It's totally understandable. It's sad too at the same time because you guys paid Dak all this money. He's earning like 154 plus. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, you guys can't let him go, or you're gonna eat some money. And Jerry's not gonna do that. He just has to find a way to get better. And like you said, Trev, it is 60% really on him. I'll probably even bump it up to 70%. You can't throw 3 picks in a row, you know what I mean? As an elite quarterback in this league, you're supposed to be top 10. You can't just do that type of thing in a big type of game like that against a very good team, stacking up against a team like that. And you want to be, in their category. You can't just be performing like that in a primetime game. So he's really got to step it up. This week, when you guys got the Chargers, it's gonna be crazy because you got old Kellen Moore as the OC. He's gonna want to light it up against you guys defensively. I know Dan Quinn's gonna have to try to throw some things on him that he knows from last year and the last few years that he's been working with him. But at the end of the day, I know he's gonna try to light it up. So you guys got to show out in this game and show that you're really about it. To really show that you guys can make a strong run in the playoffs, because right now it's showing like it'll be another one and done type of season. The way that it's starting off right now, especially losing to the Cardinals. Cardinals made no sense. You know what I mean? You guys should have been easily 3-0 going into this game, but it is what it is. It really leans on Dak, and then it leans on Mike McCarthy too as well. At the end of the day, he is calling the plays on offense, and they're not looking as great. You guys gotta get CD the ball a little bit more too as well. So hopefully you guys figure it out as these months get colder. So we'll see.
All right. Sav, man, you got anything to add about that 49ers beatdown? No? Okay. Yeah, well, I will say, yeah. Dak, it's okay. I'll speak for him. Dak, please get it together, man. You back in the spotlight this week on Monday night. So, yeah.
Everybody get it together. Show some heart.
Yeah.
Have some pride, man. Jesus. You are the Dallas Cowboys. Does that not mean anything to you?
Is this your what? This is second loss since the major injury to your secondary, correct?
That's right.
Yes, because Trayvon, the week that we lost to the Cardinals, Trayvon went down.
Yeah, he got hurt in practice before that game.
Yeah.
Practice.
But I don't want to sit here and solely blame any of these losses on Diggs going down. I mean,
I'm not. No, that's not what I was saying. I was just saying it's more so as the depth. Some teams, like I said, in issues with season and longevity, depth does become an issue. That's all I was just trying, because a lot of teams now are dealing with. I think the major injury in the league currently is torn ACLs or torn Achilles, if I'm correct. I think it's torn Achilles.
Well, football is just a game of attrition. Whoever is healthiest is gonna win. You know, it's world-class athletes right here.
But hey, you could be the healthiest guy and still get injured.
Yeah, but I mean that's kind of like what
100% injury, 100% injury rate. You will get hurt playing football. That's a fact.
But that's what they said about Philly. You know, Philly was very healthy last year, and they stayed healthy at the right time. They were, they were kind of beat up a little bit last year in like the middle of the season, towards the end of the season with Jalen Hurts. A couple of their linemen went down, but they got healthy at the right time. So.
Well, speaking of things that happened at the right time, there were things that happened at the right time for the Steelers as they stole the show right at home against their divisional opponents, the Ravens, who 3-0 in the division early in the season. And if anybody saw us live this past Sunday on Twitch, y'all got to see our guy Trev pop in live from the game, man. How was that being there live in person at the game?
You know, Steelers fans are nicer than what I thought. They're nicer than Eagles fans. I'll say that. Eagles fans, that you guys are something else. But environment was amazing. It's unfortunate the Ravens lost, because I think that was a game they should have won. A lot of drop passes. I mean, you put the ball right in the guy's hands and you don't come up with the touchdown. It's definitely not on Lamar. Steelers defense just showed up. They did their thing. And who I believe is the best defensive, the best linebacker in the league, TJ Watt. He really showed up big for this team. Seriously. I mean, the fact that he did not win Defensive Player of the Week and the guy from the Raiders won is just crazy to me. I mean, he's the, singular force that I think really kind of tipped the scales in that game. He's already won that award this year. And I think he's already won it for the month. But yeah, he should have definitely won it again this week. He's on track to beat his record from last year, and looking like the best defensive player in football right now. They don't win that game without TJ Watt. The Ravens are still good, but I definitely think they got to work on their pass catchers. I don't know why their rookie receiver is, getting all the targets, but it is what it is. Great game. Steelers did what they had to do. So good for them. Good for them.
Yeah. You sound like a Ravens fan.
I like that team. I like that team. Pretty cool. Yeah.
Well, you spoke on their rookie, and let's see the guy that was endorsing the rookie early on in the season, Sav, man, how you feel about the rookie getting all the play?
Are we referring to Mr. Flowers?
Your guy,
Flowers.
yes, sir.
I mean, it's been rough. Everything's just rough currently. And there's not really a lot you could do about it. So it's like, as much as you want to see a guy produce, you just got to see how the offensive flow goes, and seeing how the offensive flow has been going. It's tough for not just them to get started, or should I say, not just him as that rookie to get started, but it's been tough for a lot of rookies this year to get started, and just be able to maintain. Like, you see rookies have surprisingly good games, but as far as staying consistent, we really haven't seen a lot of rookies come in the league and be consistent in a factor where they're making a difference every game. Like, I'd probably say the most who would I put up there now? Probably Robinson would probably be my bet right now as the best rookie in the league currently. So it just depends.
I say chill on the slander on Zay. It was one game. All right. Secondly, the Ravens offense itself, it looks like the same offense of the last few years. So them hiring this new OC, it's supposed to change the offense and doing all this stuff. It does not look any different. It looks actually awful. More awful
No,
than
I think it looks pretty good. I mean, you can't just because a guy drops a ball isn't, that's on that guy. I mean, there's no one covering proper football.
I'm saying the way
Lamar's passing percentage is up. The run game is effective without Lamar running for 100 yards a game. Like, I would say the offense has improved overall. He has a higher completion percentage.
He also has the most fumbles in the league out of any player. So that's on him right there. And, I mean, he's turned the ball over. That pass in the end zone to Odell should have been a back shoulder. If they're paying him all this money that he begged for in the offseason, sat out for, he got to be making these type of passes. So that's on him at the end of the day. He is getting better. At the end of the day, I do commend him for that, and that's what we need. But the team overall itself like that, they're losing some key games in these last second minutes, of the game, just like the Colts game the other week, that are costing them, and it might even cost them, seeding down the line, because their division, it might only be one team that goes out of it. We were thinking two teams will come out of it. It's probably just be one team going out of it. So they got to get it together with Cincinnati getting hot too as well now. So we'll see how it goes for them. But good win for the Steelers though at the end of the day. Good way for them to fight back. They had the momentum when they, of course, TJ Watt turned up. That man is something else. And then that pass to Pickens was crazy. Pickens.
No, dude, it was nobody on that, man. It's just easy.
I don't know how Humphreys got beat like that as a number one. Is but yeah, they're crazy. They're a crazy combo. But good win for the Steelers right there.
Yes, it's time for some people to go home and be family men. Odell. Oh, is it? I'm not doing that. Never mind. That was too easy. I know Odell's homeboys, posting family pictures and all that. We're not getting into that. Hey man, Steelers, do what you got to do. Nelson Aguilar, man, same issues that you had in Philadelphia. You just can't catch the ball. Was that a fly route? He dropped that trail. Is that what happened? Was it go route?
Yeah. I mean, they didn't even see him. They didn't even see him running that route. They weren't ready for it. They weren't in position. I mean, he was just wide open. He just ran like no coverage. I mean, he couldn't even believe he had that much space and the opportunity to do that. So
yeah, but Lamar also he threw a pick, fumbled, lost the fumble as well. I mean,
the pick that he threw, he was throwing the pass to Odell, and Odell just couldn't bring that pass in.
Hey man, it's Pittsburgh did. I guess we did say Pittsburgh is a big brother. So yeah, Pittsburgh is a big brother. You do what you got to do. Big bro shows up. He says, "Hey, that's a big brother right now." Sometimes you just got to show up.
Mike Tomlin is the coach. Is the coach that holds the crown in that division. I will say that.
No, I will say there were some chants throughout that game to get rid of a certain offensive coordinator.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it was a whole movement out there, man. The Fire Canada thing, man. That was a consistent theme throughout the entire. Even when they were winning, it was Fire Canada. Like,
Yeah.
there was a car leaving the stadium that had an escort with them. Everyone's like, that must be
I
Matt
think
Canada. That must be him.
I think that even happened in like one of the preseason basketball games or something, or somewhere else in another like sport. I think they were chanting that too.
No, I was in
Yeah.
the Pittsburgh Penguins game, the opener.
That's what it was. Okay,
Yeah.
there,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
Okay,
did
it
see
was the
that. Because I
Pittsburgh.
was trying to
Yeah,
figure. I was like, what are they talking about? And then it's
Yeah.
yeah. That's what I was like. Yeah, I was like, what's going on? And that's like, oh, okay, it all makes sense now.
Like, it's all bad, bro. It's all bad.
It's
good
all
luck,
bad,
Pittsburgh.
but yeah, good luck to
Yeah.
Tomlin though, man. Tomlin's that guy, and right now they currently, according to the standings, lead the division. So they did what they needed to do, and the big brothers striked all over the place this week. 49ers and Steelers.
They got the same record as the Ravens. We'll be okay.
Yeah.
We'll be okay.
Well, at least y'all are tied with Big Brother. Big Brother's looking at us like, "Ha, get out of here! Aren't you're adopted?"
It's not looking good right now on that other side. You're right about that. But let's get right into the next thing. We got back-to-back blowout losses, and Bill says it's time to start all over. But I saw a report that says Mac Jones is still starting. I'm thinking starting over is throwing another guy in, seeing what he can do, and seeing what else they got. I mean, I don't know, but let me throw this to Wayne, get some real insight in Boston. What's going on over there?
I feel like when he says start over, just because he's still starting with Mac or keep staying with Mac, he's just saying like his philosophy and how he's going with things. He's gonna start over with that. Regardless, it's a travesty. Right now, I'm probably the most excited I've ever been as a Patriots fan that we're this bad because we're top 5 in the draft right now, which is amazing with generational type of talent coming out of the draft. So
you guys have a horrible track record when it comes to drafting first round talent. So I don't know. It might be a bad thing then.
As a fan, I know, and it hurts. It hurts. But I'm just hoping that, I'm really hoping that at the end of the day, Robert Kraft tries to let go of Bill Belichick's like tag as a GM, because he's already been awful as a GM regardless. Every year in the draft, as I go, I already know it's gonna be a trash pick because I know I don't know what he does. He just feels like the talent that he sees from scouting that is like from a D2 school or something like that is the talent that's gonna, produce on the field. And it's not always gonna be like that. You can't just
I think Bill is looking for coachable players. I think he's looking for players with certain attitude versus a skill set. Like, could you imagine someone like Justin Jefferson on New England? Like maybe, because they have Randy Moss, but it's hard to imagine that. It's like I'm gonna skip a guy like that because I don't like his attitude, or I think his attitude will affect the locker room. He's not a bad guy or anything. I just don't think it'll mesh well with our culture. So I think that's what he goes for. He goes for culture guys, and like they don't got no skill, but they'll fall in line. They'll be a soldier. They'll do this, they'll do that, and it's like, yeah, that can win you games, but you got to have the stars. Like
that's what I mean. Yeah, you just can't go for that type of player, man, and you got to change with the game. And he's trying to keep with the same philosophy for this last 20 plus years at this point, and it's not working. It hasn't been working really since 2015. So
he lost his general. His general, he covered up a lot of like weak spots. When guys would be unsure, like I don't like the way Bill's talking, he's doing this, doing that. You got that one guy, he's just like, look at me. And they're gonna fall in line. They're gonna listen, they're gonna do what they have to do.
Yeah,
they don't got that glue.
Outside of anything, Tom made all of the backup players and all of the receivers that we had that were like C kind of receivers that were average. He made them all look good and made them all average, big yards, made them big time type of players. So, it's commendable for that, for the players that Bill brought in, but we don't have that type of head anymore at quarterback. And you don't even have that transcendent type of player at quarterback right now to even make yourself formidable really as a team. So I really think it starts with that. Of course, Mac hasn't really had the what he needs, the tools he needs to be good, because his first year was good. He was with Josh and everything like that. It was great because Josh was the best OC he had. And every year since has been a bad OC. outside of having Bill back again with some structure, but still he hasn't had the correct structure that you need as a quarterback. But I still don't think he's the answer at the end of the day. So, we got to figure that out, especially with this draft, with this opportunity right now. We already have the toughest schedule right now going down. So
I think if they do with Mac what they did with Tua, I think he'll be all right, because look at Mac's receivers when he was at Alabama. Fast guys, guys that can run. You give him what they gave Tua, like, I think he'll be okay. But he don't have no stars. He's got, B- receivers all around him. Like, that's it.
Not even
So,
B.
I said B minus, B minus,
Yeah.
B minus. I got him B minus.
Yeah, so that's the tough part. That's the tough part. So I can't see anything happen. I see a loss here in Vegas too as well this weekend. And it's just gonna continue as the year goes on. So
isn't Bill one win away from his? I think it's like a milestone. I think it's
he's still second place. He still has maybe like 17 or 18 more wins.
No. I think he gets to like 300 or something like that. He needs like one more
I think he's made it
win
all his
to get
career.
that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's made it his career already.
If that's the case, he may not get that until they play Washington.
Yeah, I can't even see that. Like I said, so Giants only the Giants and the Colts are really the next two wins I could really maybe see a win out of. But
it'll be between those 3 games. In between those 3 games.
That's it. So
and then you'll play the Broncos too. Broncos ass.
Toss up.
Broncos in a little bit of a dogfight right now. So
exactly. So
hey, it's a divisional game, man. Divisional games, don't look at that too close now.
We'll see how it goes. But like I said, I'm really excited for the draft position we are in right now. Because we need something to change and shake up this franchise. And hopefully, if he is the GM going into this summer, he has some sense and he has some youth in his ear. Let him know what's up, because we can't go in with Mac another year, and we can't go in, with this type of talent on the team. So it is what it is. That's what happens.
Belichick has 299 wins right now. He needs one more win to hit 300. Yeah.
That's why I thought he was gonna get that against Dallas, to be honest. As soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, it's one of those games. We got that.
If he manages to get it, I think against, former coordinator would be the team he gets it against this weekend.
Man, this is probably the one week.
Like, hey, let me get my 300.
I can't see it.
They got a handshake in place.
Yeah. They're coming in town. I'm not even excited they're coming in town, man. Like I'm probably not even going there. So it is what it is.
It's funny. There was a meme. I saw the meme. They were like, the Patriots trying to stop Belichick from drafting a long snapper with their first pick in the draft.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, they gotta get him out the room, man.
Right,
he and Jerry have got to be as far away from the war room as possible.
Absolutely.
Hey, man. Jerry don't be making that bad of a decision. Not in the first
Jerry
time.
don't make the decisions. Jerry just announces.
You're right.
Jerry.
They
give Jerry a scouting. They give Jerry a scouting report and was like, "Look, this is the guy we're gonna go with," and he shows it to the world like he did the work.
I did.
He's a showman.
Oh my goodness, Jerry. But Bill, man, yeah. Hopefully they pick up some pieces when they play our divisional opponents. I definitely want to see them win those games. I will definitely be rooting for y'all against the Commanders for sure. The Giants, y'all probably sack them at least a good 5 to 10 times. I mean, that's the going thing over there. So, yeah. I mean, other than that, y'all do what y'all do. But yeah, Tommy, Sad, y'all got anything to add about these Patriots?
I mean, like I said, it's just a lot of injuries out there in Foxborough. I think that's really just what their issue is. And unfortunately, Mac Jones is just not the guy, or at least, they need to find some sort of offensive weapon. He was clicking with the kid with Jacoby Myers. He was clicking with him at first, and they sent him away. So, you kind of stripped him of the guy he had chemistry with. You either bring somebody else in a wide receiver or somebody to add to his offensive power or offensive connection, or you bring in a new quarterback and, as Bill said, start over. Because I mean, you don't really get rid of the guy that won 6 Super Bowls. You don't get rid of that guy.
That Myers deal didn't make any sense to me. I don't know why they got rid of him.
He was the only guy Mac Jones was clicking with.
Still don't make sense. So for the same exact deal as you gave to Juju, who's doing nothing, who's not part of the offense. He's not, it is what it is.
They're gonna push Belichick out to pasture like they did Tom Coughlin.
Yeah, I have to, bro.
Giants coach.
I mean,
but push him out the pasture just like
tough
that.
With someone with that stature, but they're gonna have.
Because he's not. I can't see him really working for another team because the way he likes to run things, like I don't really see that like flying. It's not in today's game. The players have too much. They're empowered to have their personality and all this other stuff. I don't see that happening.
Wayne, how do you feel about y'all bringing in Julian Edelman somewhere in the front office?
I mean, that's debatable. I mean,
I'm just asking because I see him everywhere now.
Yeah, no. I feel like he would be a good young mind, to bring some sort of change in the offense for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's one of the guys that said, they got to get Belichick out of that room because they feel like what DC was saying, the game is kind of like past Belichick by, and that's kind of why. I mean, obviously, especially without Tom Brady as well, like what you were saying, to like make up for say the mistakes that he's making or not seeing the game progress. So
who would have thought Pete Carroll would be the ultimate old guy coach in the NFL? Who would have thought? Who would have thought? I mean, this dude is lively. He's up there chewing that gum and going up and down that sideline. I mean, this dude is excited about football. And Bill don't even smile, man.
We're not going for Pete Carroll either because he had Marshawn Lynch and I'm looking crazy trying to get in contact with Russell Wilson. We're not going for that either. He's like, yo, if you need to contact Russell, go through me. That's crazy. We're in the same locker room.
He said this voice special. Don't talk to him.
Yeah, ain't no way.
That's different.
Ain't no way.
Hit Marshawn from the block number.
Hit him from a block number, and then he was like, "Oh, he called you." So what are you talking about?
Star 67.
Yeah, that's insane. We don't do that in the locker room.
Wild times. But speaking about people that are going to be sitting in the locker room for a couple weeks, man, we got Jefferson heading to IR from Minnesota, and we got the second string running back from Miami heading to IR as well. It's really unfortunate for Minnesota. I mean, they're already 1-4 as it is. I don't see them even making the playoffs at this point. But as for the Dolphins, man, that really sucks. That's going to be a blow to their offense. I mean, they still going to be doing what they need to do out there. They still got Hill, they still got Waddle, and as long as they stay healthy, I mean, the sky's the limit as we see. But as far as Minnesota, yeah, pack the bags up. It's over for them. Yeah, they're just about done in my eyes. How y'all feel about these teams?
I'm just curious who Kirk's going to play for next year. That's what I'd like to know.
Yeah,
he's got no trade clause. Nah. But he's probably out of there. Jefferson, I think he's wanting to get something done contract wise. They drafted a receiver. Addison, was he a first round pick?
I believe so. I think he was.
Yeah,
he was.
I saw the absurd saying that Jefferson said he wasn't signing until he saw where Kirk was signing, meaning he wanted to stay with Kirk Cousins. Did you not see that?
I didn't see that, but he's bugging.
I'm pretty sure I sent that in the chat.
Nah, yeah, I saw. He did say that. That's what he's like insinuating. He's like, if Kirk stays, I'll stay. But in my head, why would you stay if Kirk stays? I mean, I guess because Kirk goes bonkers.
Kirk, well, that makes a lot of sense because with Kirk Cousins, he's been able to, achieve, the yardage totals that he's gotten. I mean, like, despite what you want to say about his game and they don't win and things like that, I mean, he's gotten everything and been crowned, the NFL's best receiver with Kirk Cousins. I mean, it is what it is. Like, that's a fact. So.
Right, but that's not because of Kirk Cousins either. That's also because you're the number one receiving option in that offense. I mean,
yeah, but a lot of teams got guys that are the number one option, and they're not, getting the yardage totals that Jefferson's getting. Is Jefferson the best, top one, top two? Sure. I think it's Adams. I still think Devontae Adams is the best receiver in football. But despite what happened the other day in that game, giving him 4 targets. But yeah, I mean Jefferson's up there. I mean he's got the yards. And Kirk's been throwing to him. I don't see why not. I mean he's comfortable. He knows Kirk can get him the ball. So I mean that makes sense, I guess. As bad as that team is, I mean he still get the ball. He's achieved, a lot of success with Kirk.
No, I mean we've already seen something similar to that in Minnesota as well. There's a Randy Moss, so you can accrue the stats, do what you got to do. Because I mean that's like one of the discussions now. It's like, would you rather make X amount of dollars or win a championship? And especially in the NFL, the way it's set up right now, Minnesota is definitely not winning a championship. So, young boy, get paid, get them stats, get to Canton, get into that hall. But I personally, I don't want to play with Kirk Cousins. But to Travis' point. But you said I agree with you there. I wouldn't want to play with him, but then it does make sense because what he got him offensive player was the offensive player of the year last year, right? And I mean he's balling.
I believe so. I believe so. I wouldn't say he owes his career to him, but I mean,
I'm not saying that at all. But yeah, but I mean, like,
so
for example, like.
So let's say this: even if you take those two and put those two in another offense, are they still efficiently doing what they're doing now?
Depending on the coaching.
Yeah, and
in the way.
But you have to look at the dynamic of that team. The Vikings for the past several years have had a terrible defense. Like they constantly have to throw. I mean, there are games where Kirk Cousins by halftime, he's barely got over 100 yards, but they'll be in these situations where they have to catch up because they don't have a good defense. So is that a factor? Absolutely.
We're straying away from the question though. If we put those two in another offense, would they be the same as what they would be in the Vikings? I don't believe that he would be. Because like I said, depending on where you go, 9 times out of 10. So I'm trying to even think of a team that has, because think about it. Most teams have a number one for the most part, minus maybe, unfortunately, Wayne, y'all don't really have a number one. And I don't, give me another team that doesn't have a number one so I don't single you out.
Giants.
Well, let me give you a better example. Before Justin Jefferson, they had this kid, Stephon Diggs. You might know him. Plays for the Buffalo Bills. Kirk could never get this man the ball. They just could never sync up. He'd be running the crispiest routes. Kirk would just overthrow him, just wouldn't get in the ball. But you look, he goes to Buffalo, and Stephon Diggs is a wide receiver 1. We all knew he had the talent. Him and Kirk just didn't sync up. So if Kirk and Jefferson went somewhere else, I think they'd be just fine. They just work together. It is what it is. We've seen them with another wide receiver 1, and it didn't work. So,
I mean, honestly,
they got chemistry.
For me, I mean, I feel like it's not smart for him to attach himself to Kirk, even though he's had all this success with him. Regardless, I feel like this is probably
crazy.
Yeah, it is what it is. At the end of the day, I feel like this is a perfect time more than them, more than us, honestly, than the Patriots. I feel like this is a perfect time for them to position themselves for Caleb Williams because Caleb played with Jordan Addison at USC. They already had that connection, and then that will lure Justin Jefferson to stay because he can at least get the ball around. I feel like that would be a great connection, with both of them if they did that. Because they're right now in like the 3rd spot right now, right behind Chicago. So they have a position for that. I feel like that would probably be the best thing. They could worry about paying Justin Jefferson and then not worrying about paying a quarterback for the next few years because they're drafting one. So I feel like that's probably the best move for them right now, especially with everybody getting hurt right now. Just let Kirk run out or trade him out by the deadline to somebody who needs a quarterback. It's not worth, keeping him around. It's on his last year. He's not really producing like that. He's producing and making his things right now, but I feel like it's not really worth it to keep him around.
You also got to think about this. If Jefferson's on IR, what incentive does he have to come back this year? If the team has 1 win when he's off of IR, scheduled to return, why would he come back? People say, "Oh, just play." Like, nah. Like, why would I risk it for? The season's done. I'm not going to be the yardage leader. Probably, I already missed 4 games. Kind of.
Bro, chilling. He's not playing. He knows the season's done up.
Yeah, go relax. Yeah.
To Trev's point as well.
He's coming back just for the yards. He's coming back just to eat up on the yards.
He's not coming back, bro. I promise you that.
Nah, he probably not coming back, bro, because he's not gonna win any accolades at the end of the year. He got hurt. He had a couple games where he played really well, but nah, I can see him not coming back, especially if they only have one win. I think they beat the Bears, but we'll see.
I was going to say, Wayne, that's a good point as well with Caleb, but another example of a quarterback or receiver kind of losing their spot was Deebo Samuel. He was the number one receiver in San Francisco with Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy leaves, Brock Purdy steps up, and now Brandon Ayuk is the number one receiver by far. So, you never know what happens.
Pissing me off. Oh my God.
But I'm saying because Justin Jefferson is a dog no matter what. But who's to say another quarterback doesn't come in, and then Chris Carter was a guy to Randy Moss, and them, you know what I'm saying? So just things to think about.
Because you got him. Even if he goes somewhere, like a lot of teams have receivers now. So respectfully, you have him somewhere. I'm not saying he's going to be competing. Other guys are going to be competing with him to get the ball. And then again, be certain situations and the routes that are going to be ran where it's going to be placed. And the target's always going to be on him defensively. So then that opens up other guys. And once again, if you open up other guys and you build a connection with those other guys, you're going to tend to look more to those other guys than your normal main target you should be.
If Justin Jefferson went to like the Giants, bruh, Daniel Jones might be nice because he's got speed. He's got a good tight end.
They don't have an O-line.
Yeah, that would be rough.
They can fix that.
They can They can give him Justin
that.
Jefferson on one side and put Devontae Adams on the other side. If he doesn't have the seconds to throw the ball, they not winning the game still.
No, I would just run all goal routes.
Jones has been sacked
all 9 routes.
Times.
I'm sorry.
All streaks.
I said, Hefe, didn't you say he's been sacked 18 times?
Yeah, let's get into that fact right now. Daniel Jones in the last 2 games has been sacked 18 times. I don't even remember the last time a quarterback's been sacked more than 10 times in 2 games.
Man,
I mean, this is getting
I think Joe Burrow was pretty close a couple years ago to that.
You're probably right. Joe Burrow last year or the year before that was fairly close. He was getting that going on. But I mean, 18 in 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
That's
but I mean, you got the Giants have a bad offensive line, but they also don't have a running game either. So it's like we know what you're trying to do on every drive. Daniel Jones is your running back right now. Like Matt Breida is not getting the job done. Like that's just a fact. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying like they're gonna look a lot better, but you've seen them in games when they have Saquon, like yeah, he does a lot better. They need a running game. They're a one-dimensional team right now.
But first, to have a running game, you need an offensive line.
You need an offensive line, but Saquon, okay, the Giants haven't had an offensive line in like 10 years, and we've seen Saquon, be damn near the leading rusher in the NFL.
But if you think about it, Saquon's a generational back, in my personal opinion.
Absolutely.
You're not going to have many backs that are going to be able to create space the way that he does. So if you don't have a back that can generate the space that he does, you're not really going to have a run offense. You know what I'm saying? Like, to your point, they wouldn't even have a run offense to talk about if it wasn't for him. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Like him being in that offense allows us to even bring up the point of saying run offense. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, because any other running back you could throw in there right now, like a Jamar Gibbs, maybe a Bijan Robinson, maybe you may get an impact right away, maybe. But it just depends on the play flow and how depending on they give him the ball. But like, it's hard. It's hard when you have an O-line that's, and I'll give him a little bit more credit. You have an abysmal O-line, but an unhealthy O-line with a somewhat healthy running back. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have a healthy
spent
line,
first round draft picks on this offensive line.
Like imagine even if you have a healthy O-line with a sub healthy running back, you're still fit for a better game than you would be with a unhealthy line and a healthy running back. You know what I'm saying? All it takes is one play.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate for what's going on over there in New York. But let's see, man. Maybe there's some trades we can cook up and predict that that the Giants can get, or maybe even the Vikings to maybe we can get Saquon and Jefferson back on the field with respective wins. But y'all think we can maybe what's his name is Mike Evans still trying to leave the Bucks? I don't know.
I mean, with them being 3-1, not anymore.
What's his name? Yeah, what's his name is actually putting on the show for him. He's trying to give him a reason to stay.
Baker's
looks to be. Yeah.
I did hear. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying Baker's getting to it.
So I mean, I did hear movement on specific people. I heard movement on is Hollywood, James Conner, Dalvin Cook, Zach Ertz, Danielle Hunter. I'm gonna call him Danielle because it's spelled Danielle. So, Jared Judy, and then Trey Lancia, and then Hunter Renfro. Rent that, bro. But it's Dalvin Cook needs to go back. Dalvin Cook needs to go back to Minnesota. Dalvin Cook should have never left Minnesota. Minnesota now has to suffer. And now with Justin Jefferson gone, you would think like, hey, damn, son, we fucked up. Like, ouch. Like, yeah, you did. Because like Alexander Madison's not doing nothing compared to what Dalvin Cook was doing, in my personal opinion. And Dalvin
my thing is, why did no other team try to get Dalvin Cook like that if he's such a hot commodity?
Because of the situation he was in. He was also dealing with shit, charges and whatnot, if I'm correct. The same way as Kamara, but see, and Kamara's situation was deeper than his.
Yeah, they got that man on camera.
That was the worst part. Kamara's situation was deeper than Dalvin's, and they still took account. Alvin Kamara didn't even leave a roster. Didn't leave the roster. Like, hey, son, you know what? We're gonna keep you here. We're gonna fight for him. Suspend him 3 games. Outstanding. Yes. Now we play him again. Like nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook fighting for his life. He's sitting there just crying behind Breece Hall as his little brother is going crazy in Buffalo. I'd be sick to watch my little brother go crazy right now.
Yeah.
Knowing that I just went crazy the year before. I was a fantasy top 5 running back. Last couple years. We're gonna be realistic. And now I'm sitting behind Breece Hall. Oh, tragic. What do we call that? What do we call it, Tommy Grant? Nasty behavior.
Nasty work.
Nasty behavior.
It's all nasty work. Now, I mean, if Denver, if anybody in the front office in Denver has any sort of heart, you got to move Jerry Jeudy, man. Because I mean, he is a talent, and I think he just needs a quarterback.
But where are you moving Jerry? Because I like I said, I mentioned that, but like, where would you move Jared Jeudy that he's going to have a dominant impact? Like, what team could you put Jared Jeudy on right now that he would take a number 1 role, even a number 2 role, but be like an efficient number 2, like how Christian Kirk was last year?
I mean,
to be honest with you, I mean, he would look great in Dallas. If y'all trade him.
I didn't want to say
you could get because I want to make it about Dallas. You can get rid of Gallup.
To be honest though, it's not about making it about Dallas. It's about being realistic.
I know he would be good in Dallas. He could actually. No offense to the Nico kid and Robert Woods, you compare him with C.J. Stroud.
Yeah.
They need to give Tank Dell the ball more, in my personal opinion. Nico should not be getting the ball over Tank.
He's a little hurt right now. He's a little hurt.
Tank's got a concussion, so he may not even play.
Yeah, he is in CP.
Oh.
Aside from Travis Kelce, you could send him to Kansas City. I don't think you do that because he's in your division, but you could send him to Kansas City.
Did Jerry Jeudy already get paid?
Hold on, let me check.
I'm not sure of that. I'll let Steph look at that. But I mean, we're just looking at teams that he could go to.
But any team he goes to, that team's gonna have to pay him. So
yeah,
Kansas City's not in the business of paying receivers. It's like that's why we're paying you all the money, Mahomes. Figure it out.
Hey, well, listen, Kansas City takes him for a year rental. You take that penalty, you pay that penalty, and then you get him a ring.
I don't think that franchise.
Nah, definitely not. I don't think so either. The best franchises don't operate like that. But in the event you wanted to,
yeah.
I mean, you get rid of Quez Watkins, you could put him in Philly. New York needs a receiver.
Nah, putting Jeudy in Philly is too much, bro.
That'd be overkill.
Too much, yeah.
But you put him in New York. You give Daniel Jones the number 1 receiver.
You put him where?
New York.
So the Giants.
There's
The
no
Giants-
life
the
in New
Giants-
York. There's no life until they get an
Yeah,
offensive.
but I know, but they need a number one receiver.
I don't have
Maybe-
life there. There's no offensive line for my quarterback to get me the ball. You'll never have a number one until you have offensive line.
Who you can also send him to Green Bay. Jordan
That's
Love.
more feasible.
Now let me ask you.
No, I think Green Bay
viable,
straight. They
viable.
ain't about to make that move.
Nah. I mean, they got a lot of youth at the receiver though. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
that would
Let me
be.
ask you,
I think Christian Watson's that guy. I think he just got to get healthy. But
who's
Okay.
opposite of Garrett Wilson?
McCall Hardman.
Who they want to trade?
no, they about McCole Hardman about to get moved. Yeah,
Yeah, they want to trade
You
him.
know what? Hey,
They got
Jets.
Lazard on the other side, really.
Oh, you know what? They do got Lazard, but Aaron Rodgers is
Lazard's
hurt.
still injured though.
No, Lazard playing though.
Is he
Yeah,
back?
Lazard's playing. Yeah,
They
Lazard's
put
playing.
up.
But the thing is, because Aaron Rodgers isn't playing, and Lazard is there because Aaron Rodgers. Lazard and Randall Cobb are there because Aaron Rodgers.
No.
You get rid of one of them and like a pick or something, give him Jared Judy. Zach, because Zach Wilson didn't look bad against Kansas City.
Nah.
Give Zach Wilson another weapon, man.
Well,
Might be back on the Jets
and
train.
The thing is, it's hard to move Jared Judy because of his injuries. Nobody wants to take that risk. He's playing today.
Hey,
so
man.
How's he doing now? Is anybody?
Christian McCaffrey was injured too. 14 touchdowns later.
But that's a
At
running
least-
back,
at
and
least
he's
14
built
games.
different, bro. He built different. Jared Judy been injured since he came in the mother.
I'm saying as a running back, you get hurt, you get hit more, so you're more
Right.
prone. That's why they're not paying running backs. So Jared Judy's not going to get hurt that often. I mean, he put somebody in a situation where they can't get really touched up. Send them on some go routes, man. Send Garrett Wilson across the middle. You figure it out.
yeah, it sounds dangerous.
Yeah,
That
Sounds
sounds
very
it
dangerous.
really does.
Why are you
Jared
trying to
Judy
set
got
that
2
man up?
receptions so far.
I'm not sending anybody on some hospital routes, but I'm just saying you give Jared Judy the option to run a go route or going across the middle.
Just
I'm taking a go
chill
route
out
with
with
Zach
Garrett,
Wilson.
man. I got that man in fantasy. I
Oh
Not bad with
no, I
Garrett
meant
Wilson.
Brussin.
Why would you do that?
oh,
Oh,
sounds
first
like
of all, why did you draft Russell Wilson?
Yeah. Oh
I
man.
drafted 6 running backs.
Wow.
You need somebody to
That's-
run your operation.
hey yo.
100%. Jeez.
Come on, man. He said it.
Hold
He's like,
on.
why you drafting 6 running backs?
6 running backs.
I drafted 6 running backs, and 3 of those starting running backs are all hurt, and 1 is out for the
Crazy
season.
work.
Can you tell me what running back you drafted, please?
We'll talk about it.
Surprise production. Trev's
Wait.
fantasy lineup.
Who did I have? I had
Or
Nick
Sav's
Chubbs,
fantasy lineup. I'm sorry.
Okay, that makes sense.
Aaron Jones,
Oh, that was terrible.
Decent.
Saquon Barkley,
Unfortunate.
Makes sense.
Whoa.
David Montgomery,
Makes sense.
Javonte Williams.
Ew. He's just not doing what he
who's
needs
in
to
your
do.
league to allow all these running backs to fall? Well, you drafted 6, so you might have
Well, he
drafted
just
all of them
drafted him
early.
back to back to back.
Yeah, I was about to say you look like Dak with interceptions.
Now I thought I was smart by taking Debo because I wasn't expecting Ayuk to get to the number 1 slot. So clearly, clown.
So let me ask you this. You got 6 running backs and thought Debo Samuels was gonna be your savior every week.
Bro, Debo Samuel was pulling 25 plus a week last year.
No, I'm
Debo
just-
Samuel
I'm
was
just
also
curious.
getting rushing touchdowns too. Like
Yeah.
that was a big component of his game, rushing touchdowns.
So I mean,
just- And he clearly said he was done doing that. He said it
He
was-
better get back to it because Brandon Ayuk is the number 1 receiver. Brock Purdy done
Yeah.
found something with that kid.
Yep. Him and Kittle have been clicking too, so it's over.
No, I'm not
They
going
don't
for
need
that.
no
Kittle
trades
just
out with
click.
49ers.
Kittle only clicks against Dallas. He hates Dallas. Everybody else he doesn't care anything about. Kittle don't play to the play, especially with this in this offense. Because Christian McCaffrey is the great white hope. So Kittle can sit back now. He don't got to do nothing.
And they're looking to move Dalvin. They're looking to move Dalvin to Denver.
He and Nick Bosa can go to the Klan rallies together. Because I know what type of time you want
Bruh.
Kittle.
They're
Bro,
looking to
you gotta
move
chill.
Dalvin
I'm
to
joking.
Denver
You
or
gotta chill.
Chicago.
Better go to Chicago. He
You
better
know,
Come on, man. Bo,
If Dalvin
Bo
goes to
says I
Chicago,
did.
they start.
where's Bosa at?
What?
Where's Bosa at on his Tuesday evenings?
Bro, it's none of our business. I'd rather not know.
Yeah, me neither.
Buddy is in the hood. I'm not talking about where the black people at.
Bro.
Yo,
I'd rather
yo,
not
you
know his
know,
whereabouts.
Tommy, I really just don't know. At this point, I don't know what to do with you. It's been just a consistent theme. Somehow, some way, I'm gonna have to find a way to block you from these links. But somehow you find to keep popping your way back.
Man, you gotta check with you still got me connected to the email list. You keep CCing me.
I don't know how that happened. I called corporate last week and asked them to detach you from the files. Somehow you made it back this week.
You're not doing what I do because I call HR. Not on my Charleston White because they're tripping. Because Charleston White's on a different type of time. But I will call HR.
Bro said I call HR.
It's clear, like I called HR earlier in the week for my guy Trev when we had that.
Yeah, it was serious situation. Yeah,
I'm gonna have to call HR after this episode.
They looked at Trev, said it was the 1800s, and then Trev's like, "Oh, it's the 1800s." I thought you was planking somewhere. You standing on 2 feet? I'm sorry, that was crazy. That was crazy. Take that back.
Nah, I thought it was funny though. It was pretty funny.
Little dark humor, no pun intended, because it was the dark ones that were,
All right, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. We're gonna get up out of here. You can join us this Sunday. We'll be live right back in London for the 3rd straight week. Yes, sir. London, man. You heard it.
I will not be in London. They have bed bugs out there. They're doing crazy.
Yeah,
things.
we ain't going to London, but the NFL out in London, so we gonna be streaming.
If they pay for
live
to come out there,
reactions.
man, them on the way, yo. Man, them gotta go to the ends. You get me?
This brother got a good accent.
This is America, brother. This is the red, white, and blue.
Not Top Boy. It's not Top Boy, fam.
He said not Top Boy.
In Paris is red, white, and blue too, bro. Remember, learn your colors.
Actually, you know what? If you think about that title, that's kind of crazy. If you really think about Top Boy, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, why are you kind of crazy?
And pause.
Yeah.
See, okay, so somebody caught it.
Tommy, that's it. That's enough out of you.
Catch
us live.
I didn't say one all episode. I didn't say one all episode.
It's okay. Catch us live on Sunday at Social Frequency on Twitch. Follow us on IG at Views from the 50, on YouTube at Views from the 50 Podcast, Spotify, Google Views from the 50.
That brother's wicked.
Yeah.
Check out Earl's album. Earl Switch.
Enough.
Earl and Alchemist.
I appreciate everybody for stopping by, and we'll see y'all.
Real rap, real bars.
Break!
He's still upset about Rihanna, guys. Rihanna's had 2 kids. And
Stream all the dogs. Stream it.
It's literally
Jeff, go ahead and stop. Go ahead, Jeff. Go ahead and stop.
Literally
what's
for
going
cats.
on here? What's happening?
Go ahead and
Not
stop.
for any animal whatsoever.